Apollo Aviation, where those guys did a fantastic job in getting this aircraft back to flying standards. Doesn't sound great. So, if you would like to come and meet John, please feel free. If you'd like to have a look at the aeroplane, again, please feel free. Come to the Real Flying Company. We're based here at Shoreham Airport. John is one of our many experienced pilots that we have. One of the things John likes about being able to display is it can make as much noise as he likes. Typical boy. When we operate it here, we do try and operate it fairly quietly for all the locals. But as you can hear, you can't always do that, unfortunately. So when we have the opportunity, like today, he has great fun in making loads and loads of noise. As the aircraft's a training aeroplane, it's got two seats. The captain always sits in the front seat, so if you did go up in it, you'd be sitting in the back seat, which is, having flown it and flown in the back seat, well worth it. Absolutely brilliant to fly. For non-pilots as well, which is what I am, it is absolutely spectacular. Normally, he'd be doing loops and rolls above us, and some wing overs, but as I say, today, unfortunately, because of the cloud base, he's not been able to do his normal routine. So normally he would be a lot higher, doing a lot more loops, the victory roll, which is what he started with, but unfortunately today he's just trying to make a little bit of fun for you all to see. John's been instructing for 11 years. I've been displaying for a couple of years now, but he's been instructing on tail wheel, which is what that particular type of aircraft is, for the last 11 years. He's also a trainer for British Airways on the Airbus A320. And himself and Richard actually own the aircraft that we operate through the Real Flying Company, and they restored this aircraft to the flying condition that it is today. Richard Dauncey did a majority of the restoration, as he is actually an engineer as well. So please feel free to come and have a look at this beautiful aeroplane and come and meet John at the Real Flying Company. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Here comes the Harvard. I get a chance to fly these in South Africa. We go to Stellenbosch every year for a month to get away from the worst of the British weather. And the South African Air Force has some Harvards which come down from Pretoria up near Johannesburg. I get a chance to fly them every year, and it is one of the most delightful aeroplanes I've flown. I've never flown it solo. I've always flown it from the back seat, but we take off and we do formation flying. There are no low flying rules there, so we often go down over the beaches, down to about 100 feet. And flying this thing, you can fly it. It's a precision aeroplane. The controls are so light, yet so positive. It is a beautifully harmonized aeroplane. Harmony is one of those things that pilots talk about. It's a bit hard to be too specific about what harmony means, but I know you'll all have driven a car and you'll say, oh gosh, that one's an old dog, that one, I don't really like driving that car very much. And that's usually a wife's car. But you've probably got another sort of a car, and you say, gosh, that handles like a dream. Now, that's what an aeroplane can do. Some, they fly, but not awfully well. Some handle like a dream. The Harvard is one of them. The Chipmunk is another. Those of you who know me will not be surprised to hear that the Concorde is another. I've not flown the Spitfire, but there are many people here today who have. And they'll say the same about the Spitfire and the Hurricane. And control harmony is generally something along the lines that the elevator is the most powerful, the ailerons are the next most powerful, they're half as powerful as the elevators, and the rudder is half as powerful as the aileron. So you've got a 1-to-4 ratio. As we see the Harvard coming in, wheels down, not the easiest of aeroplanes to land. Almost certainly we'll get a wheeler today, which means we'll be coming in now about 95 knots as we come in over the threshold. Propeller pitch in fine, all ready if we need to do a go around. Wheels down, split flaps are down, you can see those. Landing lights on, getting ready for the touchdown. Not a terribly good view, almost no view from the rear seat. Coming in, a little bit of turbulence, beginning to flare in a moment. He's in ground effect now, beginning to flare, but not going to flare too much because we're going to wheel it on. There you are, the wheels are on, and now moving the control stick very slightly forward to allow the tail to lower itself as gently as possible onto the runway. And we've done that gently lowering on the runway because once the